What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another FHH Garage video. Today, as you can see, we're back working on our abandoned Chevy S10. Let me get into what we're doing here today. We are going to try to completely transform this thing from being ugly, quite frankly, with that mess over there, that mess right there, and just the general mess that is right here, for under 150 bucks. How are we going to do that? Let me show you. Coming over to my very messy toolbox, I'll show you. I have a palm sander from Harbor Freight, cheapest one they got. I got $30 worth of spray paint, cheapest one Lowe's had. Some fog lights and a switch I acquired from my job. These were very cheap, cheapest ones on eBay. And behind there, I got some different colors of tape to add some pop to the truck. Over here, if we come to its very bad side, I have a new bedside to put in. With that bedside, some of you guys have been around the block, you've watched a couple videos, you're a seasoned professional in the FHH Garage Kingdom here. You're like, Michael, I know you don't have a welder. I know I've never seen you weld. Hell, I'll probably put money you don't know how to weld. All three of those things, partially true. I have access to a welder. I fix helicopters. I can figure out how to weld. And three, I don't remember. So, I got the next best thing. Self-tappers. We're going to self-tapper the body pan, the bedside, whatever you want to call it, to the side of the truck. And then we're going to seam seal around there. And then we're going to paint it black. So that way, if you're like blind all the way over there, you're like, damn, that's a fine looking S10 or Sonoma, since the front says GMC and the back says Chevrolet. You're going to be all types of confused. Obviously, the goal is not create a show rig that we're going to take to SEMA. The goal is to make the blue turd that sits in my driveway better looking to sit in the driveway. Have our fun with it, maybe sell it, maybe not, probably not. It ain't worth a damn. But tonight, what I would like to get done, just basic stuff. I want to take the mirrors off. I want to tape up the door handles, take the grill and headlights, taillights, the bed, all that fancy stuff off of it. Tape up the windows. Just get it basic in order for us to take advantage of this spell of warm weather. Warm weather? The warm weather in Pennsylvania right now. And see if we can transform this rig by the end of the video, by the end of the week. I guess I'm going to stop talking to myself like a crazy person and get started on disassembly. I've dropped one grill and one screw so far. You guys should take bets at home. How many of these screws are going to go back into the rig? I bet you it's not all of them. Oh, beautiful. I would call the front disassembled. Obviously, I'm not going crazy here, guys. Basic stuff. I'm going to go ahead now, do all the fun stuff of taping up. Taping up, I'm just doing terrible right now. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead now and do the unfun act of taping up the windows and the mirror glass. I left them on because I'm just painting them black also, so it wasn't worth it. I got the tail lights popped off, I didn't show it. But they're not really in the way. I can just, I can move them around if I need. Paint them black, call it good. Paint the antenna black as well. Everything's black but the wheels. I'm gonna paint them silver. And that's it. I'll see you guys when I'm done taping. Alright, I couldn't control myself and I painted the one sand. The fender, I sanded it. I did spray black. And it's like pretty good. You can't see all of that as easily as I can from back here on your screen here. But I'm going to go ahead with the DA and get to sanding some more. And then I'll need Sarah probably to mark that out. I'll figure it out. Alright, you silly gooses. Enough messing around. Alright, battery's got to charge. Finish the other side. I'm impatient and I don't feel like waiting because the charger's at work. So, the other side of the truck is sanded down and ready to go. So, that didn't work. Round 2. This thing's kind of terrible. It's probably good. Seemed like it was user error. Now, for our cheap $30 paint job, there is no order. We're just gonna have at it. Alright, it's been a couple days, I'm going to be honest, but we're back in the shop. I gotta get this thing cut out. You ever just fold your bedside in half? You can't have a rusted inner wheel well if you have no inner wheel well. What a nightmare. any of you guys in the market for an inner fender on an 88 S10? I know a guy. He'll sell it real cheap. This is where I cut off my hand. And for my next trick. Done. FHH Body Shop. Good stuff, cheap. Here is the disaster that I unfolded from here that I'm breathing in. What I was hammering on is this inner fender well here. It's all types of rotted out. And yeah, of course, guys, you can take the time. You can cut it all out. You can do it the right way. None of what we're doing here is the right way. It's just getting it done. Like, look at this. This is just, you know, she's pretty gone. We'll put that back. We're just kind of covering the problem area. Now, to do the right thing here with our self-tappers, let's put this in place. I might need somebody else to come out here. There's two. Yep. Does it look better than before? A little bit. Will it do for our $600 truck? Yes. Now, I got seam seal to go whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. The seam sealer is frozen. Would you believe? If heating up the cancer isn't a bad idea, then I don't know what is. It's coming out the back. What a fucking nightmare. Alright, I'm waiting for some more seam sealer to fix whatever that fiasco is. But I want to go cracking on the other side of the truck, which is coated with a second coat. Not that exciting. With the tape. I think my plan is to do the yellow, orange, red, and like a cool, like, hockey stick type motion with yellow, and then it goes to red, orange in the middle. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not making sense, but I'm going to start taping. None of this is getting done with any amount of measuring. Also, I want to point that out. I think I'm going to go from the corner up like that. Here's what we ended up with here. I need to do some touch-ups. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm all right. Do some touch-ups with black paint here. Here's what we're rocking with. And then, along the back here, where I did the little hockey stick, I think we're gonna go across and try to match this the best we can. I'm just gonna, woo! I'm not measuring nothing. Forget that. But I think I like this. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, if I'm being honest. Like, it's not like the best thing in the world. It's certainly better than it was. I don't know. Alright, so we're all taped up all the way. On the other side too. Here. And then I started mounting up the fog lights here. I want to wait to run wires through until the grill gets put back in with the headlights so I know where to route the wires. And I still have to find a hole in the firewall somewhere to feed it through. It's going to be real simple. All I'm going to do is go from here up into the switch to the cab. From the switch, I'm going to jump it right off of this here. I don't know what else this goes to, but it goes to the battery, so it's good enough for me. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start taking the tape off the windows and cleaning off any overspray, stuff like that.
Fucking tape.
You couldn't even do one quick run?
What do you mean?
I had to do multiple pieces.
Oh yeah, because of how it's bent. You couldn't.
This guy. It looked good from 50 feet away.
It's a 50-50, dude.
It's definitely a 50-50.
If we can hit 50 miles an hour.
I thought the table looked, yeah, it looked cool when I was back there, and I'm like, I couldn't do a straight on there.
Well, now look, you're knocking my stuff over, making fun of me in my own house.
No, it was good. Don't try to knock that out.
I'm not trying to. Man, look, I got like the little fog lights.
You got a patch panel going on there.
Yeah.
Screw that fish in place.
My seam sealer got frozen. I tried heating it up with a caulk gun, and it
Good
didn't.
enough.
And then it didn't work.
That does look 1,000 times better.
So I just gave up.
Even with the screwed-on patch panel looks 1,000 times better than it did look.
What do you mean it looks crazy?
It looked dope when I was coming from. I pulled in. I was like, oh, it looks sweet.
It does look sweet.
Yeah, you should have done one.
It's impossible.
You should have done one.
It's impossible.
straight run.
It's impossible. So I also wasn't too committed yet. So I was like, oh. Luckily, if we want to make it look good, it's just duct tape.
I'm guessing didn't sand this thing down at all.
What do you mean? Yeah, I did.
Sprayed it.
No, I sanded with 80 grit.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, heavy-handed on there. Huh?
Don't worry about the runs, dude. This guy, always a critic.
That's fine.
It's not done yet. It's way better than it was.
It is way better than it was.
It was two-tone rust. Now it's black and duct tape. You're not taking it from me.
Why? It's for sale, ain't it?
It's for sale. You can't afford it, pal. This thing, 2,500.
You're out of your goddamn mind.
No rust.
Maybe if the tape was in one shot.
What do you mean? I just sprayed the frame with undercoat.
You can't take the tape off now. That paint's so fresh, you could rip this duct tape off. You're right, you can take the paint off.
It absolutely does take the paint off.
Yeah, you definitely.
It does. However, that's how you know where to put the tape back on. All right, I got the fog lights wired up. Let's see if they even work. They don't work because the battery is dead. Try again. Woo-hoo-hoo! Look at that. Very good. Very exciting. I'm gonna tighten them up, get them set to point straight, and we're gonna pull this thing outside. Oh man, this is my first time looking at it in the sunlight. I saved it for y'all. That paint, you can tell, it was $30. It does look way better than it did. Oh my gosh, man. This is totally different truck. For a grand total of $130. We're able to take the truck into a truck that looks like this. Guys, I bought this rig for $600 before. That's why painting it with $30 worth of spray paint and putting duct tape on it, I wasn't that upset about it. We still need some work. I do want to change out the seats. And I have the seats and the other Blazer over there. And I have an idler pulley and a tensioner to put on it. So,
I put duct tape stripes on it, and then all of a sudden I want to keep the thing. So I don't think this thing is getting sold anymore. I think this is a member of the FHH umbrella, and it's a good backup rig. You know, if I need to pick up something, load of rocks or something, I have the K, and then I have this thing to go. So I'm not going to do like any good maintenance. This thing is only going to get abused and the shit kicked out of it, if I'm being honest. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for this FHH video. I appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.